Good afternoon, everyone, all the viewers. We are welcoming back to another interesting match between both the Knights, the Glenmore Knights, and the Knight Riders. As you can see, we are getting ready for the toss, and Glenmore Knights are the home team.
Get Glenmore under 140. I think we can chase it down easily.
Sounds good. Perfect. Well, good luck for the
Thank you.
game. I'll be playing, so
Yeah.
be careful. All right, Saad bhai. So,
Come on, Devi.
what would have been your decision if you had won the toss?
We wanted to bat first, anyways. The
Perfect.
weather looks perfect, you know. I know from yesterday's game there was a little dew in the morning. That luckily went in our favor, and we bowled first. But yeah, that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah,
bat.
in the morning game, the ball was traveling a little bit better than yesterday, so
Yeah.
definitely will be a plus point. So, what is the score that you have in mind?
Score is always to go around 170, 180. I know it's a different ground because we've been playing in inland for the last 5-6 games here. It's a little tricky over here, but I think if you can get to 160, 170, we have a pretty strong bowling lineup, you know. And we should be able to defend that.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
Well, good luck to all of us.
Thank you, sir.
Perfect. So that was the toss for the game, and we're up to see the very interesting matchup between both the Knights. Will be a very high power game. Probably both of the teams have like high strength in terms of their batting and bowling, so will be a very interesting game. So stay tuned. Thank you so much. Good afternoon to all our viewers. Welcome back to another exciting T20 match of our Elite Division for C&DCL. Right now, we are seeing the contest between the Knights, Glenmore Knights versus Knight Riders, as the firepower in there. And this is the lineup for Knight Riders. Their team has been pretty consistent with all their regular teammates, with Mohammad Waqas Rezad on top with scoring the most runs in the league so far. And a lot of good bowling attack as well. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup between the two teams. And Shawal Khan will be the one opening the attack. He's the captain of Knight Riders as well. So captain taking the charge. We have Hamza Ilyas on strike, 66 matches with 779 runs with a very good strike rate of 108. He's a very prolific batter on top of the order. And with that, we have Sanjay, who's also a very talented batter. 58 matches so far with 1,364 runs with a very healthy strike rate of 91. He's the one who provides that stability in the top of the order. And Hamza Ilyas is usually the one who takes the charge in terms of attacking. Shawal Khan, the captain of Knight Riders, with 127 matches under his belt, with 99 wickets on the verge of his 100th wicket, might be able to get that 100 wicket in this match with a very impressive economy of 6.97. So very good bowler. Now we're about to kick off the game. As far as the field placement goes, we can see a mid-wicket fielder in the deep, but everybody else seems to be inside the circle. So I believe with this field setup, he'll mostly will try to look to swing in the ball to Hamza. He is strong on that leg side, so that's good thinking by Shawal to kind of block that mid-wicket area. All right, everybody looks ready to start the game. And now we're about to kick off the game. Shawal Khan running in. There was an in-swinging delivery to start with. We're seeing a lot of enthusiasm for Knight Riders. Try to negotiate that ball down the third line, third man area. Hamza Ilyas will have to be careful in the beginning. There will be a lot of swing. Both the opening bowlers for Knight Riders swing both ways. This was another in-swinging delivery, but played with a straight bat for a single down the ground. Now Sanjay coming onto the strike. The field setup is still going to be the same. There are no changes in the field setup. There's still a mid-wicket outside the circle. Another in-swinging delivery. And they are doing a quick single. That was really good running by Sanjay, running towards the danger end, but completing that run successfully. It was another good ball. It was again in that fourth and fifth stump line. It was back off length. And Hamza Ilyasi tried to negotiate that ball once again. Wasn't timed well, but he still gets a single for that. He's playing a dangerous game over there, trying to play that delicate game, but could be dangerous. Any width or length to play with. Now we are seeing Kamaluddin coming for his first over of the match. He's also another good bowler, another tall bowler. Bowls a good line and length and swings the ball both ways. An experienced bowler as well, 169 matches with 187 wickets with a very impressive economy of 5.54. So definitely an impressive, skillful bowler. Sanjay on strike. Glenmore Knights will definitely be aiming towards that 160, 170 mark. These two batters have a lot of work cut out for them. And that was drifting down the leg and will be a wide delivery. So Kamaluddin starts with an extra run. He does have a good in swing, but he needs to control that. The conditions at the moment are clear skies, there's not much wind, and there's not much moisture in the air as well, so it won't be helping towards the swing of the ball. So bowler has to use all of his skills. And that was an excellent delivery and will be the end of Sanjay's innings. It was a low catch. It was on that fifth and sixth stump length. And there was a thick outside edge going towards that first slip. And that will be the first wicket for Knight Riders. So Kamaluddin getting success right away. And Sanjay is losing his wicket. That was a really good ball, back of the length. It was drifting in, but kind of straightened out after it pitched. And that took the edge. And that was a low catch, so really well taken by the fielder as well. And now we are seeing Aniket Desai coming to the middle. He's another good batsman. Now Desai Aniket coming onto the attack. Is another skillful batter. He has a very important role to play for Glenmore Knights now. He needs to provide that stability for their innings. He's also an experienced player with 76 matches under his belt, 1716 runs with a very healthy strike rate. Kamaluddin will definitely try to go hard at him again. That was again a drifting down the leg, another extra run. He's definitely upset with himself for that ball. Luckily for him, it wasn't quick enough to beat the keeper to go for extra runs. So far, Knight Riders have been successful in their plan. Another insane delivery, but really well played by Aniket Desai. A flick of the pads is running towards that fine leg region. Will get 2 runs, and that was good start by Aniket. Really well negotiated shot. As I was saying, he had provided an important innings earlier when when Glenmore Knights were playing against Calgary Legends, and he carried the bat towards the end and won the match for his team. He definitely needs to stay there for Knights again. There was a really influential man of the match performance by Niket Desai. Now Hamza on strike. That was a really good ball. It was a back off length. It was swinging in, and once again Hamza tried to negotiate that ball towards that gully region with that late cut, but it wasn't successful again. He's really playing a dangerous game, trying to cut those balls. Those late cuts are going to be very dangerous for him, especially when the ball is still swinging. That was a really good ball by Kamaluddin. Hamza Ilyas needs to stabilize himself. And that was a really good shot. It was a wide delivery. There was a lot of width on offer and played inside out over the inside fielders for a beautiful boundary. That was a really nice lofted cover drive by Hamza Ilyas for a boundary. A welcome boundary for Glenmore Knights. First boundary of the innings as well. A lot of things happening in this over. There were a couple extras. There was a wicket. There was some good bowls. And now a beautiful shot. So a lot of things happening in one over. And this time he goes at it again, and Mohammad Waqas coming underneath the ball and taking the catch very safely. It was again with an offer, but this time it was Fuller and could not reach the ball on time and took the out top edge, and a soft dismissal for Hamza Ilyas. A very disappointing result for him. He was looking good, but then he loses his wicket. So very eventful over for Knight Riders. A very productive one. They're getting wickets of both the openers of Glenmore Knights. This is a tricky situation for Glenmore Knights, losing their top order batters, both the openers in the first 2 overs. Definitely not the result that they were looking for. Now we see Usama Said, another powerful striker of the ball, and the left-handed batter coming onto the strike. Now Usama Said and Aniket Desai, they need to create a stable partnership for Glenmore Knights. They have lost 2 quick wickets, and they cannot afford to lose another wicket in the power play. Knight Riders are definitely very excited after the 2 wickets. This is exactly what they're planning for, and the plan is coming to the fruition so far. Now Shawal Khan coming back to the attack. Had a very productive over. Only 4 runs given in the first over. And Desai Aniket on strike. He has a big role to play now. It was a good ball outside the off and well left by Aniket Desai, respecting the good deliveries and going at the bad deliveries. That's how he plays, and that's how he likes to go about his innings. And that's exactly what they need at the moment. Shawal Khan losing his rhythm in the run up, will be resetting. After the two wickets, now we can see Knight Riders are coming up with even more aggressive field. All of their fielders are inside the circle, so they're definitely feeling very confident at the moment. This was another very really good delivery in swinging, good length delivery, but well played by Aniket. It was a solid straight batted defense by Aniket. Exactly what needed to be done on that delivery. And there was a big no reaction by the umpire. Was another in swinging delivery, but definitely going down the leg and was a little bit high as well. So definitely missing stumps. Now Glenmore Knights will have to rethink their strategy. They'll have to build a partnership over here after losing their first two wickets quickly. They will have to rebuild their partnership. They will have to reconstruct the innings here. And that was a really good shot. There is no fielder on the outside circle. It will be a couple runs, a very easy couple runs for Glenmore Knights. Was on the pads and well played by Aniket again, and again with that flick to get a couple runs. This has been a very good over by Shawaz so far. Only 2 runs given. It's predominantly bowling the in swinging bowlers. Another in swinging ball. This time it was outside the off stump on that fifth and sixth stump line. A very good corridor. And again, well left by Aniket. He's not gonna mess with those balls. Yes, yes. Really good over by him so far. Wow, that was a big shout over there. Was a big booming swing by Aniket, but missed it completely. But missed everything as well. So that will be the end of the third over, and Glenmore Knights are 15 for 2. Knight Riders are definitely happy the way the innings are planning out so far. Now we can see Kamaluddin coming again for his second over. And we have Usama playing his first ball. He will have to stabilize himself before he can go for big shots. Seems Kamaluddin. There was a wide delivery. So Kamal once again starting with a wide delivery. Usama also has a big role to play. Him and Aniket were the winning partnership in that important innings against Calgary Legends, so they will definitely have to put up that partnership once again. And that will be a soft dismissal for Usama Said. His first ball itself, it was swinging out. And he went for that drive, but was couldn't reach the ball quite well, and there was a bottom, hit the bottom of the bat, and going straight towards the silly, silly mid outfielder. And Glenmore losing the third wicket. Kamaluddin once again coming up with another wicket, 3 wickets for him in his second over itself. So very productive outing for him so far. Gurman Gurman was the fielder who took the catch. And Osama Saeed will definitely be very upset with himself about this outing, losing his wicket on the first ball itself. Soft dismissal. Tricky situation for Glenmore Knights. They need a partnership to build the innings. We can see Danny, their stylish left-handed batter, all the way from Tasmania, coming into the middle. Is another experienced batter with 119 matches under his belt, with over 2,200 runs, with a very healthy strike rate of 111. So he will play a big role as well. This is exactly what Knight Riders were trying to do, get early wickets and put pressure on Glenmore Knights, and they are being successful in their plan so far. Kamaluddin has been very successful so far. That was the first ball for Danny. Just a tap for a dot ball. Outside the off delivery, and Danny just lets it go. Well left by him. Another wide delivery by Kamaluddin. Kamaluddin has been successful in terms of wickets, but he has been giving away a lot of extras as well. But I don't think Knight Riders will mind that at the moment. There's another good ball and just tapped. Daniel, he's doing well, trying to stabilize himself before he can start going for the shots. They need to create a long innings over here. Aniket needs a partner, and Daniel needs to provide that partnership. And that's the approach that he is going with at the moment, which is good to see. There was a catch approach, but will be short. The fielder was interested for a second, but it was short of him. There was a good effort in the field, and will be a single down the ground. And now Desai Aniket is back on strike. Kamaluddin creating a lot of things in his overs. And that was a really good shot by Desai Nike. It was a really brilliant cover drive and a good effort in the field, and will be a couple to end this over. And with that, 4 overs are done, and Glenmore Knights are now 20 for 3 wickets. Now we can see Shawal Khan coming back for his third over. He's bowling pretty consistently so far. And Danny on strike. They still don't have any fielders outside the circle. So they're actually sending the third man a little bit away. It was a good first ball by him and well negotiated by Danny. It was a good delivery going away from the batter, and Danny does well to let it go. There is a slip in place, so that was a good decision by Danny to not play with that delivery. And that was a brilliant shot by Danny. It was a back of a length delivery, and Danny is really strong on his back foot and will be a boundary, a very much needed boundary for Glenmore Knights. They were in a tricky situation. They needed to break from those shackles, and Danny does that. This is exactly what they need to do. They need to respect the good deliveries and take charge on the bad ones. This was another good delivery, but it is given wide by the umpire. Was swinging away from the batter, and Danny tried to go for it, tried to go over that infield because there's nobody in that offside area, but was swinging away. Another big swing by Danny, another swing and a miss. There's a little bit of intensity going on. Shawal saying some words. Both the teams showing a lot of intensity. It is a high pressure game, especially for Knight Riders. The campaign hasn't been very successful so far. They definitely need a win over here. But Knight Riders are not easy to put down. It was a good shot by Danny. They are coming back for a double and will complete the 2 runs very easily. Both the players are very quick runners. So it will be easy for them to convert singles into doubles. And that will put pressure on Knight Riders for sure. Another good shot by Danny. Waqas Khan is chasing the ball down the ground. And he will not be successful in that. And that will be another boundary to end the over. And was a very productive over for Glenmore Knights this one. Getting 11 runs in that over. And with that, 5 overs are done and Glenmore Knights are now 31 for 3. Things are looking a little bit better for them now. Now we can see that Jagrup is coming back. He's going to take the point and he's going to start the bowling now. He's another good bowler, another tall bowler from Knight Riders. He also bowls a lot of in swingers, so will be interesting to see. Jagrup getting ready on his mark, bowling the last over for the power play. There was a there's a wide short and wide delivery, and Aniket definitely tried to throw the kitchen sink at it, but couldn't connect the ball, and will be a swing and a miss. Because of his height, he does get an extra bounce. So will be interesting to see how Aniket approaches this. And that will be a wide delivery. Was swinging away from the batter, and Aniket did well for letting this go and gets an extra run for that. Another ball swinging away and another wide. He needs to recalibrate himself, needs to reset his line. He is getting some swing and he needs to make the full use of that and not give away extra runs. But will be welcome extra runs for Glenmore Knights. And that was a beautiful shot. There was a square cut just behind the point. Will be easy 2 runs. This is exactly what Glenmore Knight needs. They need a stable innings right now. Beautiful shot by Aniket. Another beautiful drive by him. But but unfortunately the outfield the outfield is pretty heavy, so will not run towards the boundary. But they can still get double from there. So definitely a good outcome for Glenmore Knights here. Beautiful shot by him. Good transfer of body weight, leaning to that drive. This time the ball keeps low As I was saying in the previous match, in the morning we saw that this end has a bit of a unpredictable bounce. We could see the first ball when Jagru bowled. He bowled a similar length. He bowled a similar length, but and that time the ball jumped up quite well. But this time the ball stays low. So that does create a lot of problems for batters. And this was coming straight to him. And just gonna be a dot ball. Good fielding. But good over for Glenmore Knights as well. They already have gotten 6 runs in this over. So they are going well. They are going with a steady run rate at the moment, and that's exactly what they need. And another good ball swinging in to Aniket. But well played again by Aniket, and will be the end of the over. And that will be the end of power play. And Glenmore Knights are 37 for 3 after 6 overs. And this is a summary for the first 6 overs so far. Glenmore Knights losing their 3 wickets pretty quickly in the first 3 overs. Hamza Ilyas, Sanjay, and Usama Said losing their wickets quickly. Hamza Ilyas especially playing that really good shot for a boundary but losing his wicket right after. Sanjay also losing his wicket to that really good delivery and a good catch in the slips. And Usama Said losing his wicket to that soft dismissal. But now things are looking a little bit up for Glenmore Knights. And this is the bowling card so far. Kamaluddin being the most successful bowler so far, getting all the 3 wickets, giving 7 runs an over in his 2 overs. Shawal Khan bowling really well, giving only 17 in 3. And Jagru bowling a good over as well. So good bowling performance by Knight Riders so far. They're sticking to their plan and they have been successful so far. And now we have Anwar Arsalan who's coming in to the bowling. Another experienced campaigner with 216 matches and 121 wickets with an economy of 505.91. Arsalan coming across the umpire. Danny does play spinners very well, so will be interesting to see how he approaches Arsalan. That was a really good ball by him. It was a good line and good length, and gets a little bit of purchase of the wicket as well. Danny was a bit interested in dispatching, but wasn't successful enough. Another dot ball by Arsalan. He's bowling really well. He's bowling a good line in length, not giving away room for Danny. He's not letting him free his hands. But Danny should not take much pressure on him. He should just play him out at the moment. And this time was a bad delivery by him. It was short and going wide, so will be an extra. We can see there are still only 2 players outside the circle. There was a thick outside edge, but was going away from the slip. Will be a and just will be a single for Danny. Now Desai, Aniket on strike. He also plays spinners really well. There was a good flighted delivery outside the off, and Aniket does well to let it go. And that was a good first over by Anwar Asalan, giving only 2 runs. And after 7 overs, now Glenmore Knights at 39 for 3. They will definitely need to accelerate from here. But at the moment, they are doing well, keeping that partnership and building that partnership. I think he also has his channel for Edmonton cricket. Right? Jagrup, Jagrup. Jagrup coming back for his second over. Jagrup tends to bowl a little bit short, and Danny is a good player on the back foot. So it will be an interesting contest. There is a mid wicket, a long on, and long off in place. So Jagrup will definitely try to go full and straight, and he does. And that will be another soft dismissal for Knight Riders, and another success for them. Was straight and full, was there to hit, and Danny tries to go across, but hits it straight to the fielder, and that's another success for Knight Riders, and that will be 4 wickets down. Glenmore Knights now 39 for 4, and now we can see Himanshu Snani coming down to the middle. Daniel will be definitely disappointed the way he got out. Was there to hit, just couldn't get on top of it. And Jagrup getting his first wicket for this match.
Yeah, just a bit, itchy on the bat. Really consistent bounce like that. It's hard. You probably don't want to be going too much across the bat. Like some of those ones where I've got to keep most, someone kind of going up with. So kind of took a straight bat up to it. Just wasn't a good shot.
Now Himanshu getting ready on his mark. Another new player to Calgary cricket. He just started with Glenmore Knights last season, but has been a good addition for them. He does provide a good batting and bowling, so good all-round performance, and also a very active fielder. So very good addition for Glenmore Knights, and he will have a big role to play. Jagrup will be even more enthusiastic now in his bowling. Was drifting down the line and well played by Himanshu, and will come back for a second and will be a quick double. Good running by Himanshu as well. He's also a quick fielder, a quick player on his feet. So he will be looking into converting those singles and doubles as well.
It's more like inconsistent bounce. I'd say more than 2Ks. Like some of them
And with that, Himanshu is off the mark.
low, some of them something higher. So yeah, a little bit of both, but like I mean it was a fair shot, but like I think he's got a bit.
Another ball drifting down the leg, and another beautiful time flick. This time even better, going a little bit farther. Another double, and this time it was a double without any efforts. So good start by Himanshu.
Still a bit of swing out there, yeah, but not as much. Like yeah, I wanted to kind of see what he was.
There's a lot of noise coming from the Knight Riders field.
Would have been nice.
They are very enthusiastic and motivated, getting 4 quick wickets.
I think that could be
There was a full delivery, but played down the ground for a single. This is what Glenmore Knights need at the moment. They need to keep rotating the strike, and Himanshu is doing a good job at it.
Yeah, but there's different. They're not like
There was a beautiful shot by Aniket, but there is a fielder
yeah.
in the deep, so just will be a single. It was wide, it was foolish, and gives full treatment to it, but unfortunately will be just a single. And well negotiated by Himanshu this time. It was a back of the lane delivery outside the off stump, and just push it towards the gully region for a single. And will be the end of the over. And after 8 overs now, Glenmore Knights are 46 for 4.
46, 46.
Glenmore Knights will have to recalibrate their plan as well for the innings. They were definitely trying to aim for that 160, 170 mark. But with the situation in hand, at the moment, they'll have to look into create a partnership before going for those big shots. They still have a lot of batting to come, but they need a partnership here. Now Anwar Salan coming back for his second over. He did bowl really well for his first over. And now Himanshu on strike. Well negotiated again by Himanshu and rotating that strike. Aniket coming back on strike. Was wide off outside the off stump. And that was a quick run by Himanshu. It was a good call and he committed to it and completed that quickly. The ball went straight to the fielder. There wasn't much time, but he did that effortlessly. There was a good flighted delivery, was quite full, and Himanshu did well to just tap it down. And this was played inside out in the air. Fielder was interested for a second, but it did land safely and will get couple runs. This is Himanshu's first T20 game for the season, and he's showing really good maturity so far. And this time he shuffles and goes for that slog sweep and hits that over the mid wicket region successfully and goes for that six. A really confident strike by him. Creates that room for himself and goes at it completely. A really good shot by him. And that will be the end of the ninth over. And a productive over for Knights. Glenmore Knights getting 9 runs in that. And now Glenmore Knights are 56 for 4. They are going with a steady run rate, which is a good sign for them, even after losing the 4 quick wickets.
No, you're good. You're good.
They're not giving up. They're not giving into the situation. They keep fighting. Wakas. Wakas is that. Oh no, sorry, sorry, my bad. My bad, my bad. We have another bowling change from Knight Riders. And Desai Aniket on strike. Asim is the new bowler. Also a very experienced player, 165 matches with 89 wickets and a very impressive economy of just 5.41. So another spinner coming into the attack for Knight Riders. Aniket on strike. There was a good flighted delivery, slower in the air, and Aniket just taps it. He's being very watchful. He's not taking any rash decisions, which is a really good sign for Knight Riders. Sorry, Glenmore Knights. And this time, he creates a room for himself. It was a little bit short, but couldn't connect it pretty well, but will still get a single. He tries to create room for himself. It was another full delivery dipping down on Himanshu, but he negotiated well down the ground for a single. This was another shorter delivery, and this time Aniket tries the same shot again. Again, he shuffles in the crease and creates that space for himself. And this time, the shot is off the middle of this bat and getting that boundary in the backward square leg region. It was a really good shot by him. An important confidence booster for him and his team. They're changing a field a little bit. They're now sending a square leg fielder. Another shorter delivery, but this time Aniket just taps it to the close fielder. He's showing a lot of maturity here. Another good delivery by Asim and will be a dot to end the over. They still get 6 runs from this over, which is a good sign for Glenmore Knights. And with that, we are halfway down the first innings for this game. Glenmore Knights, after 10 overs, are 62 for 4. At the moment, the game, I would say, is in the balance. Definitely, Knight Riders did get those quick 4 wickets, which they were trying for. But we are seeing a good partnership being built in the middle right now, which is a good sign for Knights, Glenmore Knights. And they still have a lot of batting to come after this. Now we are seeing another bowling change. A new bowler coming in, Khurram. Another tall bowler from Knight Riders. There are a lot of tall bowlers in their lineup. They still have they still have pretty aggressive with this field. Only 3 players outside the circle, long on, long off, and square leg. There was a really quick single by Aniket and Himanshu, and there will be a misfield in, and that will provide them another run. So that's what you can see. That's the pressure. That's what pressure can do in terms of fielding. Glenmore Knights are putting pressure on the fielders with those quick singles and doubles. It was a good ball and well defended by Himanshu. And there was a brilliant shot by Himanshu playing over the infield. It was a shot a little bit wide, and he played that well on the back foot, just clearing the infield for a double. He's doing really well, rotating the strike regularly, keeping that scoreboard ticking, and putting the pressure back on Knight Riders. Himanshu tried to advance him, but just going to be a dot ball. We're seeing a good contest here between Kurram and Himanshu. Was a full delivery and played really well in the gap, and they will come back for a double. It will be a quick double once again. It's a really good running by Glenmore Knights. They're putting a lot of pressure on the fielders. They're exploiting any mistakes that they can do. And that was a full there was a full toss outside the off. There was a lot of width on offer, and Himanshu takes full advantage of it, gives it a full treatment, and goes for a beautiful boundary. And with that, a very productive over for Glenmore Knights has come to an end. So after 11 overs, Glenmore Knights are now 72 for 4. 10 runs in the last over. A really good sign for them.
Looks like it's calmed down a bit out there. They're doing well. Number 4 demoted that to 9. Yeah, they're getting ready to go for it. They're not looking up. It was funny, like, I was looking at the picture yesterday, like, we were sharing, like, highest wicket takers, like, and I'm posing as a batsman.
Batsman with a hard swing.
I told them.
That's how we deceive them.
That's yeah, you need to pose with the ball. That's what I thought. Like, you just see them as a batter.
You can change that picture.
72-11.
You
72-11.
huh? Bump my number up.
Now we have Asim coming back.
Worse if he poses the ball, having done
He
bowled
bowled a
off.
really good over,
I was like, no, I'm gonna
giving only 6 runs.
This is that meme. अपनी family बैठी हो ना मैं ऐसी ऐसी गाली निकालता ना तुझे.
मैं बेसिकली ना उस दिन जब ना वो मीम देखी है उसकी
That was
the office guy where
Himansh
what's his name
Desai. Aniket tried to
the main guy
negotiate that ball in that third man region, but did go to the fielder. Will be a dot ball.
looking to like shell shock. Yeah. I thought of making a meme like when you think you're as a batter and getting
And he tries that once again, and this was a quick single by Himanshu. Really good running by him again.
shows your versatility. You can't.
He's really putting a lot of pressure on the fielders.
This guy, like, what happens if you're not around? You have to pose as bat in a ball, or what do you do? This one?
It was a good ball by Asim. It was tossed up. It was a flighted delivery, drifting down to the middle. Another good delivery by him. Will be another dot. It's another good delivery and well played by Himanshu. He's doing well in respecting good balls. He's not taking unnecessary risks. And that was another good delivery, missing the edge. That was a really good over by Asim, giving only 1 run in that over. And after 12 overs, now Glenmore Knights are 73 for 4. Now from this point onwards, Glenmore Knights will definitely try to accelerate the innings. Still have 8 overs left. They're going at 6 runs an over. They'll try to they'll definitely try to aim for that 140 150 mark, which will be a very defendable total for them given their strong bowling lineup as well. Now we are seeing another bowling change here. Gurman, a leg spinner. Gurman, a leg spinner coming into the attack. He bowls a nice flighted delivery, spins the ball as well. Will be interesting to see how Aniket approaches him. And that was a brilliant shot by Aniket. It was a beautiful shot. Was a sweep. Well timed, perfect sweep by Aniket for a boundary. It was a flighted delivery, was tossed up, and Aniket took full advantage of that. Timed the ball to the perfection for a boundary. And this time he shuffles in the crease, creates a space for himself, and looks like it will be a six. We're still waiting, and this will be a six. So back-to-back boundaries for Glenmore Knights and back-to-back boundaries for Aniket. And this is exactly what I was saying earlier. Glenmore Knights will definitely try to accelerate the innings from this point because they definitely want to create a competitive total on the board, especially against Knight Riders with their explosive batting lineup. Will be interesting to see how Gurmanjot can come back from here. And another tossed up delivery, but this time it wasn't timed as well. But we'll still get a double because there wasn't anybody in that area. So still a very good outcome for Glenmore Knights. Aniket has a full license to go at the bowlers now. And this time it was bowled a bit quicker in the end, but was short and wide. And Aniket takes full advantage of that and takes a really good advantage of that and goes for another double. A really mature innings from Aniket here. He's playing a very important hand for his team. And this time, it was a huge wide from Gurmanjot. It was a huge wide by Gurman. He did see Aniket shuffling in the crease and he tried to chase him but wasn't able to execute it well and was a big wide and also will get an extra bye. So another good outcome for Glenmore Knights. Another quick single. The throw wasn't precise enough. They needed a direct hit. They needed a direct hit, but wasn't able to get it. Would be a quick single for them. Another tossed up delivery, and Aniket tried to sweep that ball again, but wasn't able to hit that quite well. But that will be a very productive over for Glenmore Knights. 17 runs coming off that over. And after 13 overs, now Glenmore Knights are 90 for 4. Desai Aniket and Himanshu has posed a 51-run partnership for their team. A very, very important partnership. 51 runs in 35 balls. They have made 51 partnership, man. Glenmore Knights will be very happy the way they are going at the moment, accelerating the innings on a steady pace. Asim coming back. Was a thick outside edge. Was a quick single. They needed another direct hit, but wasn't a good throw. Will be another single. We can definitely see the visible frustration on fielders for Glenmore for Knight Riders. And this time, Aniket dances down the ground for a beautiful inside-out shot, and will be an amazing six by him. Dancing down the ground, coming to the pitch of the ball, and hitting that shot to the perfection, inside out of the middle of his bat. sailing over the extra cover region. What a shot that was! And this time he shuffles again, but there is a fielder in the deep and will be just a single. So as you can see, Aniket is definitely trying to get the most out of his innings now. He's going really well, both the batters. Himanshu definitely tried to go for that slog sweep but wasn't able to time it well, but will still get a single. So that is still a very good outcome for them. They already got 9 runs in the first 4 balls. So they are going really well. This time it was a bit short, and Aniket plays it down the long on. There is a fielder in the deep, so will be another single. But Glenmore Knights will be happy with that. They already have gotten a 6 in that over. They're already on 10 runs, so we'll be happy with what they have right now. Another shuffle in the crease by Himanshu, but will be another single. And with that, 14 overs are done, and now Glenmore Knights are 101. 100 up for Glenmore. This partnership has been extremely valuable for the team. Both the batters playing with immense maturity. They took their time, both the batters, but they did not waste a lot of balls. They kept rotating the strike. They kept rotating the strike, kept the board ticking, and now since they are in a stable position, now they are trying to accelerate it as much as possible. So really good pacing by both the batters, Desai Aniket and Himanshu. Kudos to both of them.
Watching the first over, and I was trying to catch on the second one. I'm like, didn't make it. Put out the next one.
Now we have Arsalan coming back into the attack. There was a tossed up, lofted delivery, and Himanshu plays it really well inside out over the infielders for a double. This was another good attempted shot, and there was a misfield in the deep. There was a catch. There was a catch opportunity, but was a missed opportunity now.
Yeah, didn't even try.
Wasn't timed as well, but still get a single. And Aniket dancing down the ground once again. And this time, we can see that Wakas was on the Wakas was on the boundary line, waiting for that catch, but was going away from him. He tried to get a hand on it, but couldn't hold on to it, and the ball just goes away for a 6. And with that, Desai Aniket is coming closer to his 50.
You jinxed it. As soon as you said it.
And this is a classic example of commentator's curse. This time, Aniket goes for it again. He tries to dance down the pitch to get a big hit again. But this time, Arslan does well to bowl a quick one. And he loses his wicket. And with that, now Glenmore Knights 110 for 4. I'm just gonna pause for a second. I'll just pad up
Great
quickly.
work there, Aniket.
Welcome back to all the viewers. We are seeing a very high intensity match unfolding over here. We just saw a very eventful over by Arsalan Anwar. Went for 10 runs but got a very important wicket. Got a very prized wicket off Aniket Desai. He was going really well. But now we have the captain. We have the captain Saad Khan in the middle. And now we can see Kamaluddin coming into the attack. They definitely need to stop the flow of Glenmore Knights. And that's why they're bringing in their pick of the bowler today, Kamaluddin, who got in 3 wickets in the beginning. Saad Khan is going to try to accelerate this innings as well. And that was a good shot. It was away from him, but will be just a single. Now Himanshu will have even more important role to play since he is a set batter. He will have to take the pressure on his shoulders. And he's doing well so far. And that is going to be a wide delivery. Was quite away. Glenmore Knights are going with a healthy run rate of 7.45 right now. There's still 5 overs left. And this was a big hit. It's in the air for a while, but the fielder cannot reach it. So will be a double for Glenmore Knights. It was away from Himanshu. Couldn't able to connect it with the middle of his bat. But it was lucky for him that it did land in the no man's area. Wasn't able to time that shot well. Just going to be a dot ball. There was a thick inside edge, but will not do anything about it. Will be a dot ball. So good over by Kamaluddin. Only 4 runs given so far. He's doing really well. But Himanshu should not be worried about that. This was again straight coming towards him, but will be a single down the ground. That brings Saad Khan back on strike. Will Saad Khan try to go for a big one here? Will definitely try to. That was a good shot, but straight to the fielder. So will be a dot ball. So very good over for Knight Riders. Only 5 runs given by Kamal. And after 16 overs, and Glenmore Knights are now 116 for 5. 4 overs left. From here, they will definitely try to get at least 40 to 50 runs and try to reach that 150 mark. Will be interesting to see how both the batters approach. I believe that's a seam. I believe that's Arsalan who's coming back to the attack. There was a shuffle in the crease and Himanshu tried to go for that lofted shot, but there was a catch on the boundary by Wakas. And that will be end of Himanshu's innings. He did really well for his 36 and 30. Created an excellent support to Aniket, and there was a very important partnership for Glenmore Knights. But his innings will come to an end now. Well made 36. with 1 4 and a 6 with a very healthy strike rate of 116. So really good innings
Batting there, man.
by Himanshu,
Nice stuff, buddy.
especially considering that it was his first elite game for the season.
Batter, buddy. Really good batter.
Showed massive maturity and resilience down the middle.
Beautifully batter, buddy. Dug us out of that hole for sure, you and Anika. Great job.
His team is definitely very happy with him. And now we are seeing Amir Hamza, a very experienced campaigner for Glenmore Knights. 126 matches with 1,477 runs, with a very healthy strike rate of 127.66. So he will definitely play a big role over here. But in the beginning, he should definitely look into rotating the strike to Saad and stable himself. There was a good ball by Arsalan. He was flighted, coming straight at him, but well negotiated. Amir definitely went for that big one, but wasn't able to time that. Will be a single though. So that is a good thing. So that is a good thing for Glenmore Knights that Saad Khan is on strike now. He needs to take charge here.
Shots
And
out.
that was a massive hit by Saad Khan. An absolute monster coming right off the middle of his bat. A huge shot by a huge guy going the distance and getting the full runs. It was tossed up. Saad had all the time in the world to play that shot, and he did that to the full extent. A well needed six for Glenmore Knights. Another tossed up delivery. This time it is hit down the ground, and that will be another boundary. That was a brilliant shot straight down the ground. Mohammad Waqas tried his best to chase that and to cut that off, but wasn't able to. And will get another boundary here. So back to back boundaries for Glenmore Knights. Captain showing his power once again. This is exactly what he did in yesterday's game. And he's just carrying that form again. This time it was drifted on the leg side and just helped on its way. But will run towards the boundary but will not reach it. Or does it reach the boundary? No, it doesn't. Will be just a double to end this over. So very eventful over. An important wicket of Himanshu, but at the same time, 13 runs coming off. So will be a very balanced over in terms of both teams. Both the teams getting most of it. And after that, 17th over, Glenmore Knights 129 for 6. They'll definitely try to get another 30 runs here in the last 3 overs. I believe that will be Kamaluddin who's coming back for this last over. He has been a very important bowler for them, hasn't given away too many runs, and has taken oh a lot of wickets. And that was a big swing from Amir, but was a thick inside edge straight on his pads. But will be a single. So that's a good sign. Saad Khan coming back on strike. And this is Khurram who's coming into the attack now. It was wide outside the stump, and Saad Khan tried to throw everything at it, but wasn't able to time it well. He'll definitely be upset with himself. That was his favorite region to score, but wasn't able to time it well. Will be a single though. And this time Amir goes for it. Fielder's coming underneath it, settling himself, but won't be able to take that catch. So just be a single. So good outcome for Glenmore Knights. Amir definitely tried to go at it, but wasn't able to. Was away from him. There was a slower short delivery, and Saad Khan played way too early, but even was missed by the keeper. So will be a bye. So it's still a good outcome for Glenmore Knights since the scoreboard is still ticking. Amir advances down the ground for a big one, but it's still going quite away from him. Saad Khan is definitely trying to lecture him.
The score is 133.
That was a premeditated attempt by Amir Hamza. Last ball of this over has been a very good over so far. And that is a good shot, but coming straight to the fielder, and that was Jagrup who took that catch. Coming straight to the fielder, and he takes that catch successfully. And that will be end of Amir Hamza's outing. And a very good end for Knight Riders. Very good end for Khurram's over. And after 18 overs, now Glenmore Knights 133 for 7. Only 4 runs coming in that over. So Knight Riders will be very happy with that outcome. And now we have Faisal Mahmood coming to the strike. No, that's it. Venki cannot bat. Yeah. This is the second last over. Shawal, the captain, will come back to finish his spell. He has bowled pretty well, only giving 17 runs in his first 3 overs. Will be a very important over. Saad will definitely try to keep the strike as much as possible. This was a well attempted shot, was a thick outside edge. And will be a quick double as well. So 2 runs. A lot of frustration by the Knight Riders captain. It was a catch. There was a catch. Needed to be taken, but wasn't easy. Fielder had to backtrack it and lost the side of it when he moved. Another good ball. Again, wide of him. Saad Khan again tried to go for it but could not connect it. Another wide delivery by Shawal. He's bowling really well, being very disciplined with his line and length. It's not. Saad is trying to reach for it, but is not able to. Will be interesting to see what Shawal will do now. Will be holding the same line? And this time it's a fuller delivery. Fielder will take that ball in the end and will be just a single. Faisal taking the strike, playing his first ball. And he goes for a big one. And Wakas is trying to chase it. But that is a really good outcome for Faisal. That was a really good shot. And will go to the boundary. Will get 4 runs for his team. And Glenmore Knights reach 140. They still need at least 15 runs from here to pose a very good target. And Faisal Mahmood again a shuffle in the crease, but will be just a single down the ground. That will be the end of Shawal's spell. A really good spell by him. Wasn't able to get any wicket. There was a chance created in this over, but was put down. But really good spell by him. Only 25 runs in his 4 overs. And now we are down to the last over for this innings. Glenmore Knights 141 for 7. Faisal should really look into going for the shots, or if he can't get the shot, maybe just negotiate it to get a single. And that will be Kamal, who will bowl the last over. He has been the pick of the bowler for them. And that was a slower ball, but well negotiated for a single. That was well negotiated in the gully region for a single, and now Saad Khan is on strike. This is exactly what they needed. Let's see what Saad Khan will do here. This was a slower ball again, coming straight to him. Faisal wanted that second run, but Saad Khan sends him back. It will be just a single. So the Knight Riders will definitely be happy with that. 4 balls to go. It's a really good contest. There was a shuffle in between, and Kamal was very smart about it, chasing the bowler, chasing the batter, bowling away from him. Another just single. So this is really important spell by him. Coming down to the last 3 balls. It was wide. Wasn't able to put it away. Another single. Kamaluddin bowling really well. Last 2 balls. Will Faisal be able to put it away? Again a good ball. Good line. And will be just another single. And now we are coming down to the last ball of the first innings. Glenmore Knights are 146. Will they be able to cross their 150 mark? Saad Khan will definitely try to throw everything at this. Will he be able to successful in getting a boundary here? And he tries to dance down the ground, but that is a really smart bowling again by Kamaluddin. Bowls away from the batter, completely away from his hitting arc. And that is a very successful bowling by Kamaluddin. Very important spell by him. And 4 overs, only 24 runs and 3 very important wickets. And this is the batting card for Glenmore Knights. They had a quick collapse on the top, with Hamza, Sanjay, and Usama losing their wickets. There was a bit of a partnership created by Danny and Aniket, but Daniel also losing his wicket. But then Himanshu and Aniket gave that hope, the ray of hope to Glenmore Knights innings. They created that beautiful innings in between, created that stability, and then accelerated the innings also. And then Saad Khan coming in, hitting those big shots. And now they have 146 on the board with 147 needed. It is a very respectable total. This is Knight Riders bowling card. Everybody bowled pretty well. Everybody bowling in that 6 and 6.5 mark, except for Anwar and Gurmanjot. Gurmanjot definitely went for a lot of runs, 17 runs in his 1 over. And and Anwar Arsalan definitely took 2 wickets, but also went for a few runs. But overall, a good outing for Knight Riders. This is exactly what they were planning for. They were trying to restrict Glenmore Knights under 150, and they were successful in doing that. So the first phase of their plan has been completed. So will they be able to chase that score? 147 is still a big score, especially on this ground when the outfield is not as fast. And Glenmore Knights, they have a really good bowling lineup. So will be interesting to see how they approach this innings. Now we're going to take a quick innings break and we'll come back. And we will have a new commentator who's Sandeep Rena, who will cover the commentary for Glenmore Knights bowling because I'm one of the bowlers for Glenmore Knights, so I have to go now. So thanks again and best of luck to us.
Exactly right. 100%. That's a top bowling attack.
Welcome back. Start the proceedings of the second innings. Knight Riders need 147 to win the game. Need to score at 7.35 and over. My name is Sandeep, and I'm going to take you through the second innings of the game. The Wish is going to start the proceedings from the north end. A gentle breeze blowing from the west to the east of the ground should help The Wish. Imaddin and Mohammad Vikas are opening for the Knight Riders, and Imad is on strike. The Wish is a good outswinger. He can bring the ball in back into the right hander as well. A slip, a gully, point, cover, extra cover, long off, long on, square leg. The first delivery about to be delivered by the Wish. Nice length to start with. Defended well by the batsman, Imaddin. Nice start. Here goes the Wish. Wide outside the off stump, going cross and well fielded by Osama, diving to his right, which is not his natural side. He's a left-hander. No run scored yet on the first two balls. Short of length, good ball. There's an appeal for caught behind, and he's given out. That was a good ball. Short of length. The batsman is not happy with the decision, but umpire has made his call. It's a good wicket to start with. The umpire is being talked to by the batsman, but not happy, as we can see. There was some kind of sound, but it's difficult to tell from here. But what matters is that the umpire believed that it edged the bat. There was a loud appeal, instantaneous, from all the fielders around the bat, so should have been some sound. Important breakthrough for Glenmore Knights. They were striking in the first over. That's what Glenmore Knights would have been talking in the break, that they need early breakthroughs to help themselves, give a chance to them for winning the game. Ali is the next batsman in. He's played 96 matches and scored 2,916 runs. The strike rate of 84.4. Some drama going on. I think it's important to hold the spirit of the game. The umpire made a call. Let's focus on the game. Is the fourth ball of the over. Ali defends well. Good length.
Yeah, I mean, if he's giving it out, it's out. Doesn't really matter. Just walk. Hard luck. There's many times when they are out and they don't get him, given not out. Exactly.
Nice ball. Played well. Towards long off takes a single, and Glenmore Knights open their account with a single, 1 for 1 in the first over. Last ball to go. Field change is going on. A left-hander is on strike now. The left-hand right-hand combination is always challenging for the bowlers to adjust to the lengths and the lines. Fielders have to move quickly. There are time limits now. Uh, Bowlers need to complete overs in stipulated 90 minutes in T20 format. This is a deep mid wicket for the batsman. It's been late cut, short of length ball outside the off stump, going cross. The left-hander takes a single, opens the count in the first ball, and that ends the over. Uh, well, the screen is showing the over is done, but apparently there's one more ball in the over. Nice ball, Yorker length, well fielded by Amir. Short square leg. End of the over. Amir Hamza will start the proceedings from the south end of the Westwind cricket ground. He's taking his field. Glenmore Knights, after being in some sort of trouble at the start of the game, lost quick 3 wickets in initial 4 hours of the game. I have to say, they put up a respectable total on the board. They gave some good score for the bowlers to bowl at. Wakas is having a look at the field. 2 fielders out. Amir Hamza has got 155 wickets at a decent economy rate of 6.64. Cow corner and long on out on the boundary line as Amir starts the proceedings. One run scored on the first ball. Wakas got a full toss, couldn't capitalize. Hit it straight to mid off. But the fielder fielded. One slip. Short third, point, cover, extra cover. Nice length. Good length ball. Hit it to mid on where the Fielder fades it, but not before the batsman take a single. The score moves up to 4 for 1 in 1.2 overs. Saad in the slips. Aniket is a decent keeper. Here's Hamza, mixes the bowling speed well. There's a confusion. This chance to run out, but doesn't hit the ball, but doesn't have the stem stumps, and was a decent chance of run out. The bowler was not behind the stumps to collect the throw. Wukas was looking at the ball. Ali to face the next ball of the over. Pitched up delivery outside the off stump, lets it go. Some peel for LBW. Misses. Wanted to dispatch the ball towards the mid-wicket boundary. Probably looking at the field. There's a big gap there. Wanted to capitalize. Missed the ball completely. So far, a good over by Amir. Right arm over the wickets. Good length ball. Didn't go where the batsman intended to play, but nonetheless gets a single. Decent start by the Glenmore Knights so far. Here's Amir. Outside the off. Hoiks towards the mid-wicket boundary. Cleared by the fielder, Himanshu. Batsman take a single. That's the end of the over. 7 in 2 overs. Knight Riders. 5 singles in this over. Glenmore Knights have been bowling well in this tournament. The top bowlers have bowled quite well, and you can judge that by the number of dot balls the top 3 bowlers have bowled for Glenmore Knights. Has definitely helped them and their campaign to reach where they are in the table standings as of today. Here's Devesh for his second over, bowling to Wakas. Nice delivery, good length on the stumps, making the batsman play. Well defended by the batsman, Wakas. Devesh gets swing initially. Bowls at good pace. Full ball, dispatched towards cover boundary. The chase is on. The ball is stopping and has crossed the boundary. The first boundary. Trying to pitch up, but ended up a full toss. Juicy full toss outside the off stump, and Wakas made full use of the ball. It was a full toss. Needs to go back to his usual length. Dispatched over square leg for Another boundary. It's a good shot. Immediately picked up the length of the ball. I think that was the key in the shot and executed it perfectly over square leg for another boundary. Wakas is cutting loose here in the third over, probably realizing they need to carry on. They need to get going with some runs on, put some runs on the board and use the power play. Beautiful day here in Calgary. Sunny and nice breeze. Is the wish once more. Has hit it over the point boundary for another four. The wish is getting some treatment here by Wakas. 19 now. Knight Riders and Wakas moves up to 16 from 8 deliveries. 3 boundaries coming in first 4 balls of the over. Making some changes in the field. Cover boundary goes to sweeper position, and the mid-wicket cow corner fielder comes in. And moves to point. Here's Amir. Sorry, that was Devesh. He's been played towards square leg, 2 runs. Skipper moving around the field. Last ball of the over. Full ball and misfielded by Dan. Dan usually is a very, very good fielder. The ball bounced on him. He was getting into a usual fielding position, but the ball bounced and went over his hands for the 4th boundary in the over. 25 for 1 in 3 overs. It was a quite expensive over. 18 runs came of this over from Devesh. Glenmore Knights need to pull the run rate down. At the same time, the Knight Riders would be happy with the last over, how things went in the last over. Not great balls, but the batsman converted them well. You still need to execute your shots well. Here's Amir for the 4th over. Short of length and wanted to hit it over mid-wicket. Got hit on the thigh, I think, on the stomach somewhere. Got the length all right, but didn't execute the shot. Beaten for pace, I guess. Ali lets it go. It's a wide ball. Quite an orthodox field put by Saad. Amir so far is the top wicket taker in this tournament. Short of length on the Stumps has been put away towards square leg. 2 runs before the fielder gets and throws it back to the keeper, Aniket. 2 more added to the score for Glenmore Knight Riders. Seven-three field. Bowling! That's a nice ball, nice length. It's a good length ball. Wanted to hit it on the up, missed the ball completely, shattered the woodworks. There's a second wicket for Glenmore Knights. 28 for 2. The Knight Riders. This early walks back to the pavilion. Anwar is the new bat. Coming at number 4. It's an important position in the batting order. Quite a bit of experience there. 216 matches. 4,309 runs scored so far by Anwar. Strike rate just about 100. Be interesting to see what Saad does. Does he carry on with the Devesh or makes a change on the other end? Amir is bowling from the south end of the ground. The breeze is going from west to east, is helping his in-swingers. Batsman takes guard. As a look at the field, 7 on the off, 3 on the onside as Amir runs in and bowls to Anwar. Short of length, gets up, nice bounce on the pitch. Amir bowls in good, he's been bowling good length balls. He's a skiddy customer, and so is Devesh. Devesh gets his line right. Skids the ball quite well. Amir mixes his pace quite well. He's got a nice slow one. Full pitched ball is driven down towards mid on. The fielder comes across from mid off and fields. Not before a single is taken by the batsman. That completes the 4th over of the innings, and Knight Riders are 29 for 2, chasing 147 in their allotted 20 overs. Aniket in the first innings played a wonderful knock. So did Himanshu. I think they had a great partnership that allowed Knights to come back. As I was discussing, Saad has made a change on the north end side. Faisal is replacing Devesh, went for 18 runs in his second over, had a decent first over. Faisal wants Dan to come inside the circle. Mid on, here's Faisal bowling to Anwar. First ball, short of length, missing the mark. Played towards fine leg, short fine leg where the fielder feels. Anwar takes a single, moves up to 2. Vikas is batting at 22 of 10. Faisal has got 4 fielders on the leg side, 6 on the off. As he gets ready to bowl to Vikas, who's done the major scoring so far for Knight Riders. Wanting to hit down the ground, only manages to put the ball towards short mid wicket, but not before they take a single. Vikas wanting to capitalize on the power play. It's Faisal. Short of length, good line, defended well by Anwar. Fielded at short, extra cover. Not much swing to be seen in this innings, how to say. As much as we saw in the first innings by the Knight Rider bowlers. Faisal comes in, short ball dispatched towards square leg. Got on top of the ball there. Anwar picks up 2 important runs for the team. Himanshu doing the fielding there. It was a better ball, edged towards third man. The ball is running down. Have to see if it crosses the boundary. It does. 4 runs. Faisal is bowls at a decent pace, so that edge took the ball towards third man boundary for 4. Not where the batsman intended to play, but the runs count. Score moves up 37 for 2. Good length. That's the length to bowl. Completely missed the ball, batsman. That was a good delivery to end the over. 37 for 2 after 5. So bowling change at the south end too. Himanshu Asnani is going to take over charge from Amir. Bowled has bowled brilliantly so far. Has been bowling brilliantly in the tournament as well so far. Is Himanshu bowling to Wakas. Last over of the power play. Full ball. Nice delivery to start the over. Almost yocked the batsman. Himanshu moving the long on fielder towards his left. Wide ball is running away. Has to be stopped. Crosses over. 5 wides. That was a bad ball. The length was okay. The line was completely off the charts. No chance for Aniket to stop that ball. And Hamza Elias tried his level best to stop the ball, crossing over from the boundary, but couldn't do so. 5 wides. That's something that Glenmore Knights have to improve on. Here's Himanshu Wansor. Went round, it's hit high. Is a 6. He's bowling into the arc of Wakas. Wakas is known for hitting in that area. He's not going to leave those length balls. .48 for 2. It's a great start by the Knight Riders. Full ball again has been dispatched. Another 6. That's a very strong area for Wakas. And Himanshu is feeding him. That's exactly where Wakas wants Himanshu to bowl. And Himanshu is exactly giving him the length that he wants. That's poor bowling. Expensive start here by Himanshu. Another 6. Over square leg. Pulling the length back, but Wakas hitting on the up. Over the square leg boundary for another 6. That's super batting from Wakas. He's moved quickly to 45 from 16. And the needed run rate drops dramatically to 6.07 from 7.4 in a matter of an over. 2 expensive overs bowled by Glenmore Knights so far. Amir on the other side was bowling, had put some pressure on the batsman, but the other end has been releasing the pressure. Here's Himanshu, full toss. Wanting to hit towards the cover boundary, but didn't manage to time the ball well there. Wakas. Again, some adjustments in the field. Fielder on mid-wicket boundary going back. Wide ball again is Hamza, gives a chase, stops the ball. That is addition of 3 runs there. Very expensive start here by Himanshu. 23 of the over so far. That's not what Glenmore Knights would expected of Himanshu. Real expensive start here. That's a good ball hitting the toe of the bat. Gets a single. Wakas moves up to 46. Keeps the strike. Score moves up to 64 for 2. That's a great score in power play by Knight Riders. Wakas capitalized in the power play quite brilliantly. Anwar Aslan, on the other hand, is not out on 8 from 8 balls. Faisal to continue from the other end. Faisal needs to break through this nice little partnership where the bulk of the scoring has been done by Mohammad Wakas. Power play done. Four fielders on the boundary line. Mid wicket, mid on, long on, long off. And extra cover. One strike towards mid wicket. Misses the ball. Aniket collects the ball, gives it back to the fielder who is shining the ball. Faisal wants the long off fielder a little bit straighter and moves Hamza long on towards a little bit more unorthodox position. Here's Faisal. Nice length, moves across, but is a wide. It was a wonderful take by Aniket. Excellent keeping by Aniket. Faisal not happy with the umpire's call on wide. Slip. Short third. Short cover. Oh, it falls short of the fielder at backward point. It's 2 runs, Wakas. That was wouldn't be put as a chance. It fell short of the fielder. Faisal is bowling the breeze is stronger now and has changed the direction as well. So Faisal bowls has been hit towards long off him. Anshu fields and single taken. Mohammad Wakas moves to 49 of 21 and Knight Riders 68 for 2. Less than 6 runs an over needed by Knight Riders to win this game. Slip, third man, point, short cover, extra cover. Long off long on, short mid wicket and square leg as Faisal comes in, bowls on the stumps. No run there as short mid wicket fields and it's the back bowler doing a decent job there. Short length on the stumps, played towards square leg where Amir does the fielding, no run. Anwar wanted to take a single, but Wakas was not interested. Saad is thinking, where's my next wicket coming from? He's been trying to be attacking and keeping fielders in catching position. Saad Faisal bowls short of length on good line. Has been defended to covers where Osama does the fielding. No run, no addition to the score. 68 for 2 in 7 overs. We will see a change in the bowling. And Dan has been brought in from the south end by Saad. He's a good leg spinner, Dan. Bowls slow through the air, gives chance to the ball to spin. There's a good googly as well. 79 needed of 13 by Knight Riders to clinch this game. Daniel has 109 wickets from 119 games in excellent economy rate, less than 6. Anything less than 6 is extremely good for a spinner. Dan bowling to Waqas, who's on 49. Comes in Dan slow through the air, spins in, starts with a good length delivery, slow in the air. Waqas defends, gets ready to play with the next ball. Hits it over mid-wicket for a 6 and completes his 50 in a style. It's a brilliant show of batsmanship so far from Waqas. Picked up the length early here and went for his shot. It's a very strong area for Waqas. 55 of 23. 5 fours and 4 sixes so far in the innings. 239 strike rate. Dan bowls a little quicker. I think that was his off spinner. .56. Saad marshalling his troops. Desperately needs a couple of wickets to remain in the game. I think he made the right move by introducing Dan. Full toss. Misfielded at square leg for a single. Not what the captain would be expecting from the fielder. It's a no ball given and the free hit for the height is Dan. Bowls a quicker one. Hit straight down the ground. Gets a single. Outside the off stump. Left alone by Anwar, who's lending some support to Waqas. Doesn't need to do much because Waqas is doing much of the scoring in any ways. Swept, fielded at square leg by Himanshu. No run there. 10 runs in the first over from Dan. Knights move quickly to 78 for 2 in 8 overs. a little bit hot today. Drinks coming out for batsmen. Faisal has been bowling decent. In for his third over. Knight Riders on course here to chase down this score. So far, so good. Saad coming out of the slips now. Osama going to the point position and Saad on short extra cover. Here's Faisal. Hit hard. Driven. 1 run. Was overpitched a little bit. Was a little wide, but Waqas reached out. It was a hard shot played, but the grass on the ground slows the ball down. Then reach the boundary. Score moves up to 79. Faisal will be bowling to Anwar. Shot of length outside the off stump. Close the face of the bat. Early. Ball is fielded by the captain at short cover. Devesh comes up in the circle. He's outside the circle, but good 20 meters from the boundary. Here's Faisal bowling to Anwar. Short of length again. Misses. He's been lucky a few times. Two dot balls in the row. That Glenmore Knights has not been able to do that consistently. Fuller ball driven down towards long off, fielded by Hamza Ilyas. Single added to the score for Knight Riders. Move up to 80 for the loss of 2 wickets. The wish dropping down back to the mid-wicket boundary. Himanshu is being sent back to the square leg boundary. 5 fielders on the boundary, 4 inside the circle. Faisal gets ready to bowl to Waqas. Runs away, passes the umpire. Something bothering him there, didn't complete. Goes back to his bowling mark. It's ready. Right arm over the stumps. Short of length has been hit high and handsome as somewhere around 75 meters. 6. That's a beautiful shot. That was hit with disdain. 86 for 2 now. Knight Riders. Under edges the ball. And keeper collects it. No damage done to the batting side. Mere 61 needed of 11 overs now by Knight Riders to go past Glenmore Knights. Have to say the Glenmore Knights bowlers haven't got their lines and lengths right. They have been feeding Fakas in his arc. Dan starting the second over of his spell. Right arm over the stumps. Full toss, taken full on the bat. Swept across, over square leg for 4. It was a bad ball to start the over with. Knight Riders moved to 90 for 2. Happy dressing room for Knight Riders, rightly so. That was a beautiful shot. Taken on full by Anwar. Is Dan once again. Swept across. There's a loud appeal for LBW. The umpire says no. Wanted to sweep again. Missed the ball. I think the length wasn't there to sweep. Almost yacked himself there. Nan comes in. Slow in the air. Played defensively towards short cover. Fielded by the fielder. No runs. Shot ball, not the length that he wants to bowl. But looks like it didn't come out of the hand as Dan would have wanted. Single taken by Anwar. He moves up to 15. Giving some good support to Wakas. Here's Dan. Faster one. Is a chance put down by Amir. That's the chance that Dan created. Should have been held. Amir would be mighty disappointed with himself. I think he didn't pick up the ball early. Tried to make amends in the end, but wasn't able to hold on. Dan bowls again. Short of length. Driven down towards mid-off for a single. 93 for 2. 10 overs done. Healthy average of 9.3. The first 10 overs. Problems galore for the fielding captain. Amir Hamza has been brought in back into the account. Attack. he would be scratching his head. How did he leave that catch? It's going straight to him. Amir has bowled well so far. He's given only 9 runs in his 2 overs and picked up an wicket. It will be very difficult for Knight Riders to pull a victory here unless somebody pitches and win 2 or 3 quick wickets. Here's Amir, bowls in. Full ball outside the off, starts with a wide. Anwar, ready to face. Zone 16. Again outside the off. Lets the ball go. Score stays at 94. Amir comes in. It's been driven by Anwar towards cover. The fielder fields at the circle. But Anwar takes a single. Moves up to 17. And gets Wakas back into the strike. Three fielders on the boundary line on the leg side. One on the off, that's the long off. 5 fielders inside the circle for Amir. As he bowls to Wakas. Slower one. He bowls them quite well. A direct throw will be trouble, but well run in the end. It was a quick call. Important thing was the runner didn't stop. He kept on running. Trusted Wakas there. Completes a single. Wakas moves up to 66. Takes the score to 96 for Knight Riders. Misses the ball completely. Wanting to hoik it over the mid wicket. Amir is bowling a little bit wider to him. It's not giving the ball in his arc. That's what exactly all the Glenmore Knight bowlers had to do for Wakas. They have been giving the length that he wants and putting the ball in his arc, which is dispatch. Shot, reverse hit, switch hit. The fielder misfields. Amir is displeased with that effort from the fielder. Should have been stopped. Had to say that was a well executed shot by Anwar. A la Glenn Maxwell kind of a switch hit. Takes a couple of runs and moves onward to 19. Slow run again from Amir and hit straight towards Devesh. Fields it. Another good over from Amir. 5 runs came off it. One wide, two singles, and a couple that came on the switch hit by Anwar. Saad and Devesh in deep thoughts. Who should be bowling? What fields? Dan is on the bowling run up. I think he's going to continue. No, it will be Devesh. Bowling change there. Devesh is coming from the south end. He's switched ends. I think he is looking to bowl spin. He can bowl spin. I've seen him in nets bowling spin. He does it quite well. It's quicker through the air, opposite to Dan when he bowls spin. Quicker one. Played down to short cover. Devesh fields on his own bowling. He can bowl Chinaman too. He has that capability to mix it up. Here's Devesh quicker through the air. Missed by Aniket. To be fair, it's been a bad fielding by Glenmore Knights. They don't have so much score to defend these silly mistakes. 100 is out for Knight Riders as Wakas gets ready to face the next ball from Devesh, who's bowling spin. It's been punched down towards the long up boundary. Single taken. A 101 for 2. Good length ball and good line as well. Played towards short point. No run taken. Quicker one has been dispatched towards the square leg boundary for 4. It was a good shot, good pickup shot by Anwar. It was quicker through the air. It was a little shot. Anwar picked up the length quickly, used his wrists, and put the ball away towards fine-ish square leg. Fine-ish square leg for 4. Another boundary. The Knight Riders innings has been, their innings so far has been punctuated with boundaries and sixes. Full toss. Played down to Saad. End of the over. Should be easy for Knight Riders to score the rest of 42 runs. They've got enough balls, 48 of them in their kitty. And they've got 8 wickets in hand, which is more important, to have these wickets in hand. They don't need to do anything silly here. It's normal percentage cricket will get them over the line. Has been a bad display of bowling, I have to say, and fielding as well by Glenmore Knights. I'm sure skipper is going to have some words with the team later, how to make sure that you know they don't repeat these mistakes. Amir gets ready to bowl his final over to Wakas. Wakas wanted to dispatch that ball over the fence but doesn't connect. Short of length ball. Didn't get up as much as Wakas thought he will get up. Went under the bat. Missed it. On the slower side as well from Amir. He's mixing his pace quite well. It's excellent bowling by Amir. He has been the only bowler who has been so far able to keep Wakas quiet. Here's Amir once more. Down the leg. White ball signaled. Missed his line completely there, Amir. He has the tendency of bowling wide sometimes. They need to control the extras. Yesterday, they bowled 19 wides in score 117, which the opposition scored. Here is the chance. Dan takes the catch at mid wicket. Amir takes up another wicket. Has been the pick of the bowlers, as I said, for Glenmore Knights right throughout the tournament and does the job for captain. The Knights, Glenmore Knights appreciating that innings from Wakas. Pat on the back by some of the fielders. Played a gem of a knock here, Wakas. Sadh's kept right fielders in right positions, how to say that. They managed to pick up a wicket here. Knight Riders have lost Wakas. 69 of 36 balls, 5 sixes and 5 boundaries in his innings. It was a treat to watch that innings. However, has been ended by Amir. Was short of length, was there to be hit, but he hit it straight to Dan. That's what Glenmore Knights would have been hoping for, that one of those shots lands up in the hands of the fielder. And this time it went straight to Dan, who held in really good catch because he was looking directly into the sun. The new batsman in Asim. As Amir bowls the next one, full toss outside the off stump. Help towards point fielder. The batsman wanted to run for a single, sent back by the non-striker. No damage done. No addition to the score. 106 for 3 now. Been a great spell by Amir so far. 2 balls remaining in his spell. Here is Amir once more outside the off stump. Good length. Batsman wanting to drive it through the covers, missed the ball completely, and Aniket does the rest. Collects the ball, gives it back to the fielder, who is giving the ball back to Amir. One last time in his spell for today, which has been nothing short of excellent. Here is Amir. Bowls a slower one. Mistimes the shot, wanting to induce the false shot there, Amir. Not needed. Throw and another direct throw, and looks like the batsman has made his ground. The umpire is asking the question. The square leg umpire is saying not out, so no damage done in the end. .40 needed of 7 now. Two batsmen talking to each other. It's real miscommunication there from both of them. A yes and a no, and a no and a yes. 107. The wish. It's end of a fantastic spell from Amir. 16 runs from 4 overs at a rate of 4 when his colleagues have been going for more than 10 and over. He's done a magnificent job for his team here. The wish is back to his normal bowling. Comes in, fuller ball, driven down towards long on for a single. Batsman hopped through for a single here. Keep the scoreboard ticking. The wish to Anwar. Got trouble in the way with something on the follow. Through and goes back to his mark. Comes in, bowls, angles. Driven by Anwar. Straight to the fielder. At extra cover. No addition to the score. Anwar has played a decent knock here. He didn't have to go berserk because Okas was doing that. That's a good length. Single taken by Anwar. Less than 40 needed now, 38 to be precise. 39 balls. Here's the way short of length. And Asim wanted to cut it. Missed the ball. Has been given as a wide. Moves the score to 110 now. On the leg. Towards short square leg. Single taken nonetheless. The wish. Short ball has been hit towards square leg for 6. The wish has not been his usual bowler today. It was short ball. Batsman saw that early, pulled it towards square leg over the boundary for 6. Anwar upping the ante now. Good shot towards point. Fielded well by Amir. No runs scored. Foolish ball. Took full on the bat by Anwar. End of the over from Devesh. It's been expensive. Pulled up the last 2 overs a bit. It was quite expensive in the second over of the spill. Came back well for the last 2 overs, but still has been expensive nonetheless, per his standards. 30 required of 6 now by the Knight Riders. And Himanshu is back into the attack. I thought the Glenmore Knights believed they had a good score during the break. They just have not bowled to the plan. Himanshu, fuller ball, wanting to drive straight, takes the thicker outside edge. Ball goes towards point where it's fielded. Asim takes a single, gets Anwar onto the strike. He's played a decent knock so far, Anwar. Sensible batting here. As I say that, he has managed to hit the ball high up in the air, but the ball falls in the no man's land. Takes a couple of runs. Moves up to 32. Went across the line there, Anwar. Didn't connect as well as he wanted to, but takes 2. Comes out, drives it down towards long on where Faisal fields. Knights at Knight Riders add 1 more to their score. Asim facing Himanshu. Good length ball on the off, defended by Asim. .88 the run rate required by Glenmore Knights. Another single added to their score as Asim drives this one by from Himanshu to long off where Hamza Elias fields. Saad moving up the field now, wanting the batsman to go over the field, inviting him, trying to purchase a wicket here. Comes out, Anwar misses the timing. Nonetheless, gets a single towards mid-on and keeps the strike. And Himanshu completes his over. 123 for 3 now. Glenmore Knights going through the motions here. Anything can happen in cricket, but looks like Glenmore Knight Riders have this match under their control. Should be an easy win from here for the Knight Riders. Full toss. Slog swept over the boundary line. Umpire is checking with the fielder on whether it went over the boundary line or fell inside, and the fielder signals it is indeed flown over the ropes for a 6. It was a great shot by Anwar. Favors the sweep. Good length ball driven towards cover. Oh, I think Anwar there thought that the ball, it's an overthrow, but Dan collected it. He was going for the run there. Dan threw it, missed the stumps by a huge margin. Single taken. Mere 17 runs required now by Knight Riders. Have outplayed Glenmore Knights in this game, how to say that. It's been punched down towards point boundary. It's being chased by the fielder, just cuts it inside the boundary line. Couple of runs added with the ball back, is back in Dan's hand. The umpire checking with the fielder if it crossed, but the fielder saying no. It was picked up inside. Dan bowling to Asim. Quick cut through the air. Wanted to cut it again. Missed the ball. Mm, wanting to dispatch that ball over mid wicket. Misses again. Asim. Dan completes his third over. 26 for none in his 3 overs. Daniel Paul. Faisal is back into the attack. I think he's bowled 3 overs so far, Daniel. Faisal. I think this is his last over of the spell. Yep. It's confirmed by the scorers. Faisal to Anwar. Short ball. Aniket misses it. Batsman come back for two. Two wides given. Full ball punched down, fielded well by Hamza. That ball was travelling. Stuck the hand out. Hamza. Excellent fielding there by Hamza. Eleven wides in the innings so far. Faisal comes in, driven by Anwar. No run. And ball has been dispatched towards the square leg boundary line. Again, erring on the shorter side of the length. Well struck by Anwar. Moves up to 46. Has been a measured innings by Anwar. This one. He didn't try to emulate Waqas when Waqas was batting. Bided his time and is now scoring the bulk of the runs here. Just 6 runs needed. Appeal for LBW. Missing. Hit on the higher side as well. No damage done. Victory within one shot. Faisal to Anwar. Wants to hit. Saad trying to run back and couldn't reach there. Ball was in the air for a long time, but fell in no man's land. Saad tried his best to reach and take the catch, but the ball fell on the ground. No damage done, and Anwar moves up to 47. Saad bringing himself into the rack. 5 runs needed. Appeal for LBW going down the leg. Anwar wanting to put that away to square leg, misses once more, puts it towards square leg. Again, miscommunication there, no damage done. He fell short there. Amir dived. That was not Amir, that was Himanshu. Fell short of him. Here's Saad, bowls to Asim. Asim wants to hit it, gets beaten, and the ball hits the stumps. Skipper picks up a wicket. No real celebration, as it should be. Played across there. Asim missed the ball, and his furniture was disturbed. New batsman in. Anwar is there. Now Jalal is the new batsman in. Anwar is the non-striker. Asim got out. The umpire checking something with the scorers. Has been hit away towards extra cover boundary. We'll have seen if it crosses the fence or not. Has crossed the fence, and that should be it. Yes, boundary has been signaled, and Glenmore Knights easily win this game by 6 wickets. Knight Riders, not Glenmore Knights. Knight Riders win this game by 6 wickets. Completely demolished Glenmore Knights in this game. The Knight Riders. 13 balls remaining. Excellent knock from Wakas. Very well supported by Anwar, who stayed not out at 48 from 47 balls. Pick of the ball is there. Amir Hamza picked up 2 wickets for 16 in his spell of 4. Devesh, a little bit expensive. 4 was 37. Himanshu going for 33 in his 2. And in the end, Saad picking up a wicket, but too late. Great performance there by Knight Riders, they bowled well in the first innings. They fielded well, they took their catches, and then they came out with a purpose. Waqas and Anwar did a magnificent job in taking them over the line and beating Glenmore Knights by 6 wickets. That's the end of the game and the proceedings. And thanks for being with us as I sign off from the Westwind Cricket Grounds.